Today, we're diving into an epic ride from the Marvel Universe, Eyes of WaKanda, a powerful animated series that dropped in 2025. It's got action, heart, deep secrets, and some seriously badass warriors. So grab a snack and let's get right into it. The story kicks off in a peaceful village where a few guards notice something suspicious: pirate ships heading straight toward them. And not just any pirates, these are warriors from the feared Lion tribe. Without wasting a second, the guards rush off to alert everyone in the village. But it's too late. The Lion tribe arrives in full force, launching a brutal attack. They storm in like a wave of destruction, wiping out everyone in their path. But wait, there's one warrior who isn't backing down. A lone guardian of the village stands his ground and fights off the attackers like a total legend. He's got skills, lightning fast, sharp as a blade, and none of the Lion tribe soldiers can even touch him. That is, until their leader shows up. This guy is on a whole different level. With powerful vibranium abilities, he stops the guardian in his tracks and sends him flying like it's nothing. After that, things go downhill fast. The leader of the village and several villagers are taken prisoner. One of the Lion tribe soldiers coldly announces that from now on, they're all slaves. If anyone dares to resist, they'll face torture or death. Most villagers give in, except for the village king and one brave young girl. While the king is dragged off and tortured, the Lion tribe tries to brand the girl with a hot iron, marking her as their property. But she stands tall and fierce, staring them down and boldly says, "No one is my master." And just like that, the story shifts. We flash back to 6 weeks earlier, deep inside Wakanda. Akia, the current leader of the Dora Milaje, the elite royal guard, calls upon someone unexpected: Noni, a former Dora Milaje warrior. Noni is not too happy to see Akia. After all, she was expelled from the order, and she's quick to remind Akia of that. But Akia's not here to argue. She's got serious business. She tells Noni that Wakanda needs her now more than ever. One of their top-ranking officials has disappeared. His name? Noni. He used to be a trusted captain of the royal guard, second only to the king. Not only was he a brilliant fighter, but he had ambition that could move mountains. Most people knew him by another name, the Lion. Noni is surprised she never heard of him, especially with a reputation like that. But Akia explains that Wakanda has always protected its secrets, even from its own warriors. She didn't know because she didn't need to. Now here's the kicker: Noni didn't just walk away from Wakanda, he betrayed it. Worse, he stole dozens of highly dangerous vibranium weapons and tech. With those in hand, he could build an unstoppable army and create a new kingdom, one powerful enough to challenge Wakanda itself. That's why Akia needs Noni. She's the only one Noni doesn't know. That gives her a huge advantage. Her mission? Track him down, go undercover, and bring him back, dead or alive. Fast forward to the present. Noni is on that very ship where the Lion tribe has imprisoned people. She takes down the guards about to torture her, showing off her combat skills that are still sharp as ever. She grabs one soldier and demands to know where Noni is hiding. Then, in a powerful move, she hands weapons to the captured villagers and tells them, "If you want freedom, you've got to fight for it." It's a powerful scene that fires up everyone on board. Noni then sneaks deeper into the ship, disguised in a Lion tribe uniform. Inside, she finds a group of enslaved girls. The guards are telling them they'll be trained in the Lion's poetry and music to entertain Kadi, Nadi's new name. One of the girls, heartbroken and desperate, just wants to go home. She grabs a sword in defiance, ready to defend herself, but gets smacked to the ground by a guard. Right when the guard's about to go too far, Noni steps in, still in disguise, and stops him. But before she can do more, an alarm bell rings throughout the ship. The guards are alerted. There's an intruder among them. Noni's cover is blown, and now she's got to fight her way out. All this chaos catches Nadi's attention. He steps out to investigate what's going on. His elite warriors go after Noni, but she's way too fast and skilled for them. She moves like a ghost, taking them down one by one with precision and power. Meanwhile, Noni heads into his private chamber to arm himself with vibranium weapons, the same ones he stole from Wakanda. But Noni isn't far behind. After taking out all his elite fighters, she busts into his chamber and finally comes face to face with Noni. Their first meeting is intense. Noni doesn't try to attack her right away. Instead, he tries to talk to her. He tells her that WaKanda has been lying to her, just like they lied to him. He says that by staying loyal to WaKanda, she's living under rules that don't even let her explore the world. But if she joins him, they could both be free, travel the world, and build something better. But Noni's not falling for any of it. She looks him straight in the eye and tells him if he doesn't come back willingly, she'll drag him back by force, or worse. And just like that, they throw down in an epic fight. At first, Kadi has the upper hand. With his vibranium gear, he moves like a beast, strong, fast, relentless. Their fight shakes the room. But then, something unexpected happens. One of Kadi's vibranium bracelets slips off during the battle. Without hesitation, Noni grabs it and slips it on, instantly leveling the playing field. With a power boost and her elite training, she fights back harder, smarter, and finally, she defeats him. But right when it seems like it's over, Kadi makes one last move. Refusing to be locked up again and spend the rest of his life behind bars, he activates a vibranium self-destruction device. Noni, realizing what's about to happen, escapes just in time. The ship explodes in a blinding blast, taking Kadi with it. Back in WaKanda, Noni returns, bruised, exhausted, and believing she failed. She didn't recover the stolen tech, and Kadi didn't make it back alive. But Akia meets her with surprising words. She tells Noni that she actually did succeed by stopping the greatest threat WaKanda has faced in a long time. As a reward, they offer her back her title, Dora Milaje, the position she once lost. But Noni respectfully declines. She tells Akia that as long as those vibranium weapons are still scattered across the outside world, the danger to WaKanda isn't over. She wants to keep going. She wants to be sent out again, not just to bring the weapons home, but to make sure WaKanda stays safe from threats nobody sees coming. And that's where the next chapter begins. We open on a whole different war, the legendary battle between the Greek and Trojan armies. It's chaos on the battlefield. The Greeks believe they have the edge, thanks to one warrior said to be chosen by the leaders, Achilles. Among the Greek soldiers, there's another man. His name is Menon, but the world doesn't know the truth, because Menon is actually a Wakandan war machine, a spy with a secret mission. His real name? He's been sent undercover by WaKanda to retrieve a rare artifact laced with vibranium, one that's hidden deep inside the walls of Troy. So while Achilles leads a raging charge at the gates of Troy, Menon fights right alongside him. During the battle, an arrow flies toward Achilles. Without thinking, Menon throws himself in the way, taking the shot straight through his palm. Wounded, he shouts for the Greeks to fall back. Achilles listens. He respects Menon deeply. They're more than comrades. They're brothers. That night, the battlefield goes quiet for a while. Menon and Achilles share a moment by the fire. They talk about fate, purpose, and loyalty. Menon jokes that someday, he'll be the one to place coins over Achilles' eyes when his time comes. There's real love between these two, brotherhood born in war. But things aren't as peaceful as they seem. Some Greek soldiers begin to whisper behind Menon's back. They suspect he's a spy. But Achilles shuts them down immediately. He won't tolerate it. Menon has saved too many lives, proven himself too many times. Achilles won't hear any slander about his closest friend. Then comes the famous plan, the Trojan horse. The Greeks build a massive wooden horse and present it as a gift to Troy. Unaware of the trap, the Trojans bring it inside their city walls. Inside, hidden, are elite Greek soldiers, and among them, Menon. Once night falls, the Greeks strike. They begin their silent assault, but the alarm is quickly raised when a Trojan rings a bell. The surprise is blown. All-out war explodes across the city. As swords clash and fire spreads, Achilles searches for Menon. But he's nowhere to be found, because Menon has slipped away, heading straight toward the palace. He's not abandoning the Greeks. He's completing his true mission. Inside the palace, he finds a Trojan princess, Helen, wearing a beautiful necklace embedded with vibranium. She's holding the very artifact he was sent to retrieve. But instead of hurting her, he calmly takes the artifact and tells her to run. He doesn't want blood. He just wants to complete his duty to WaKanda. And then Achilles finds him. He sees Menon helping the Trojan royals escape and feels completely betrayed. The brother he trusted with his life, now standing with the enemy. Furious, Achilles demands answers. Menon tries to explain. He tells him the truth, he's from Wakanda, and he was sent to recover vibranium that could threaten his homeland. He begs Achilles to understand. He doesn't want to fight. He tells Achilles to keep fighting and become a legend, while he quietly returns home. But Achilles won't listen. He thinks Menon's chasing magic, stealing for power. "You betrayed me," he growls. And just like that, the brothers become enemies. They clash in a vicious duel, fist to sword, rage to regret. At one point, Achilles manages to pin Menon down in a shallow pool, choking him underwater. But Menon finds a sword nearby, slices Achilles' leg, and begs him to stop. Achilles won't, so Menon drives the sword straight into his chest. As Achilles bleeds out, he looks up at the man he once called his brother and asks if everything they shared was just a lie. Menon shakes his head softly. Not everything. Then, just as he promised, he gently places 2 coins over Achilles' eyes. 6 months later, Menon returns to Wakanda. But this time, they call him by his real name again, Kai. He's changed. A decade away from home has made him a stranger to his own land. The rhythm of Wakanda life feels distant now. That fire for duty that once burned bright? It flickers quietly now. In the royal archives, he meets Noni, who is now the director. She reminds him, even though the world may know them by false names and missions built on lies, the experiences, the friendships, the pain, the choices, they were all real. Kai nods. He knows who he is, and what he wants. He doesn't ask for another mission. He asks for the freedom to choose his own path. And that's where the first 2 episodes of this epic story leave us. Thanks so much for watching, fam. If you want to see what happens in the next chapter of Eyes of Wakanda, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We've got more stories, more battles, and more secrets from Wakanda coming your way real soon.